He tells Jeremiah, before I formed you in the womb of your mother, I knew you. I knew everything about you. I knew all of the things you wouldn't even like. All of us have our own nuances, right? I don't eat this, you don't eat that, we don't eat this together. And God is saying, because I plan everything and I know everything, I knew everything about you before your mother and your father ever had a conversation. Does want full control in your life. I don't care what they're preaching now, that you can do it your way like Elvis, and you can live any kind of way, and you can talk any kind of way, and you can treat folks any kind of way. The devil is a liar. He said we've got to be holy. Where are you from? Where do you come from? What is your origin? What got you to where we are right now? But I'm submitting to you that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what side of the tracks you were born on. It doesn't matter. We were talking about it in Bible study, the east side versus the west side. Y'all stay quiet, True Victory. We were talking about what side was better. And I come to the conclusion it doesn't matter if you're east, west, north, or south. The most important thing is, have you found out the plan of God? Because before you move to any direction, you need to know the plan that God has for your life. Because I found out that when you know the plan that God has and you walk in the plan, you will ultimately end up where God is trying to take you. You see, you have to understand that we are not the ones responsible for formulating the plan. He says in the book of John, he says, ye have not chosen me, but I chose you. Hey, y'all got to forgive me. This is where I get happy, because there were times in my life I didn't even choose myself. And God is saying, I chose you when you didn't choose. And if you put your trust in Him, you're going to be all right. I've just come to encourage somebody that may be discouraged in your spirit because things have not lined up the way you want it. You thought you'd be further along in life. You thought you'd have more money by now. You thought you'd had a better job by now. You thought you'd be married by now. But I just want to tell you today, don't you worry and don't you fret, because God is in charge of the plan. I said God is in charge of the plan. All you got to do is keep on walking and keep on serving. See, the devil will always try to stop you by showing you what you don't have, showing you what somebody else got. But you ought to tell the devil, get out of my mind, get out of my heart, and get out of my spirit. Today I got my heart back, so I began to keep on driving people, and I turned the phone over, and I tried to do what my mama said. I began to speak to it. I said, Lord, open up the traffic. Lord, make a way out of no way. So I looked down at the time. It said to be there by 3:30. I think with God that ain't gonna work. I'm too long-winded for that. And so I said, God, help me in here. And by the time I got off the freeway, it said you'll be there a little after 3. What am I trying to say? When you stick to the plan and you don't panic and you don't fall apart, even though you made some critical mistakes, even though you didn't leave on time, even though you didn't plan all the way right, God said, I'm going to let you